to Live with Candice and Chris. My friend is still out. Chris will be back soon. Don't worry, I've been trying to hold it down for him. We miss him, but he'll be back soon. But joining me today to help me get through another grueling week, okay, it's all the headlines that are happening, is none other than Dwight Allen O'Neal, all the way from California, and he is a cultural influencer. So welcome to the show. Well, welcome to... How was your flight? Welcome to everything.
Oh my God, thank you for having me first off. It's such an honor to be here. Flight was great. I literally flew in from Coachella. So I'm leaving Coachella and I got on a plane and came directly here at midnight last night. So I am excited to be here and yeah, I just can't wait to chat.
You look amazing.
You know, I'm gonna be here with my sister, so I have to pull a look.
I have
to pull a look, but excited to be here. You look amazing as well. I'm just curious to where we're going after this.
Listen, the night is still young.
Very, very young.
It's young, but you look amazing. Thank you so much for coming. But guys, we have so much ground to cover today because there's so much breaking news. So no present time than the present. Let's jump into it with the breakdown. So today has been the beginning of Trump's hush trial. Over 500 possible jury people have been selected. Now, in that 500, they've narrowed it down. 96 went into the courtroom this morning. Now, here what's really grueling about this process is they had to sit down in front of Trump. They had to sit down in front of the judge and prosecutors and literally say why or why not they feel like they can do this case. 50% of them were already dismissed because they said they wouldn't be able to have a fair trial. But what's really interesting about the way that this trial is going, and I don't even know if they're going to be able to find the correct jurors, they have to sit down in front of a former president and literally say why or why they don't agree with it. And everyone knows that Trump has been really decisive when it comes to social media and anyone being against him. So this is going to be really interesting to watch. How do you feel about the whole thing?
I think honestly it's going to be really challenging to find some jurors that are going to be fair, just transparency. In my travels, I've learned there are a lot more people in this world that are in support of Trump versus not. You know, no judgment, vote the way you want to vote, but do your research. So in this particular case, like personally, I just feel that it's going to be really hard to find jurors that are going to be fair. Also to, you know, when you're on jury, you're not supposed to necessarily, you know, look at the social media or what's happening. I don't know if I would trust that people wouldn't. I feel like they're going to look at what he has to say, and Trump always has something to say. So I don't know.
Right. So he is facing 34 felony counts, okay? So we know that he's been in and out of court for the last couple weeks. Now, this case is really important, most of all, because this is the one that's going to determine if he's going to spend time behind bars. Now, if he is found guilty, he will spend up to 4 years, but we know that this is the former president. I doubt that he will spend any time. So this is the case against him and Stormy Daniels and that hush-hush money that he's accused of paying Playboy playmate Karen Dougal in 2016 before the election and Stormy Daniels. So this case is extremely important.
Very, very important. And I agree with you. Like, definitely, he's not going to serve no jail time. I don't see that happening at all.
You don't see that happening?
He's not going to go to jail. Like, slap on the wrist, if that. He is a former president. Like, I don't see that happening at all.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to watch and see what happens because they are definitely going in hard on him. And we have a video. Actually, this is from this morning, and we're going to credit Fox for this. Take a look at what he had to say.
This is political persecution. This is a persecution like never before. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And again, it's a case that should have never been brought. It's an assault on America. And that's why I'm very proud to be here. This is an assault on our country. And it's a country that's failing. It's a country that's run by an incompetent man who's very much involved in this case. This is really an attack on a political opponent.
So this is his rhetoric before actually going in. Fox caught this morning. It's on all the outlets, and it is trending because as we speak, that trial is still going on. So we're going to have to follow it and see what happens, but we are definitely in real time going to talk about this. This is one of the most important elections of our time, and I can't stress enough that people have to understand what that means. And it's funny we're talking about court because here we go. We're going back to Arizona now, who is on the hook, on the fence, on everything bad that you can think of because they're planning on actually passing this law. Now, this law goes back to the 1800s in which abortion bans are literally non-existent in the state. It's already a strong ban that they've already have. Now they want to make it all the way so that there is actually no abortions at all unless the life of the mother is at stake. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
I'm so ready for the government to really just leave women's bodies alone.
Right.
Like, it definitely should be her choice. The only person that should be making decisions about anyone's body is themselves.
Exactly.
And I just feel like with this particularly, it's very sad that we're still having this argument in 2024. Literally, it's called civil. Like, that was so long ago. Like, why are we bringing up something way back then when we know so much now? And it's just very unfortunate.
You know, and it's what's really pivotal about it that we have to understand is all of this is because the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And if we can just get to the pinpoint of the agenda behind all of this, I think we'd have a better conversation and it would make more sense because we're just telling women now that you can't have abortions. Why?
Right.
Why? What law is being broken? I know that spiritual leaders have something different to say about this and how they feel, but we are not judge and jury. And what we've become now is a nation of judge and jury. So the Supreme Court is now our God, right? Because they're telling women what to do with their bodies. They're telling us about our health care. So haven't they now come in place of God?
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought it would separate church and state, but it seems like it's blending together again, so.
There is definitely no separation because the two are definitely going together. And remember, 2022, there were bans on 15 weeks pregnancy. So most of the states in the U.S. now are using that same ban. However, here's what I find interesting. Last week in Atlanta, Trump was asked a definitive question. Would you sign this bill on a federal level if it hit your desk? And you know what his answer was? No. So here it is, you're backtracking on a bill that you wanted.
Right, he wanted it.
You fought for this.
Yeah. He selected judges and put them in place that overturned it. And it's like, I want everyone to do their research, do your homework, and don't listen to what necessarily he's saying now, and really look at the history there. Because that, again, is just, he's just known for backtracking. He's a fabulous reality star.
He is, and you know what? The thing about it is, too, he knows that this is going to make or break the presidency. Whoever is running, Democrat or Republican, this is a big ticket. And people need to know where they stand. And now it's like, okay, hands off. This got too serious. I didn't expect all of this. Well, the bag is open, Trump. Like, what are we going to do with it now?
Yes, and there's something to, like, sad. I remember hearing a story once, like, a woman actually, had to carry her baby full term, and the baby was unalive, And that's just, it's very sad. Like, people are congratulating her on her pregnancy, and she's having this internal, breaking of her heart of, this baby's not even alive. So to put someone through that mental just strain, it's very sad. So I hope people really do their research and really just, be smart about who we're putting in office because they really can change things.
And I think what bothers me about this bill, too, so it's that, and it's a simple fact of what about the little girls? What about the little girls that are raped every year? What about the human trafficking victims that are pregnant? You're re-traumatizing a young girl. You're re-traumatizing a woman when you tell her this tragic incident happened to her, and now you have to carry this child. You're forced to carry this child, your traumatic experience all over again. it's too much. It's too much. And this is why it's like you said, you gotta actually learn for yourself. But voting, you're gonna hear me say it all day. You're gonna get mad, turn, because it's so important right now. I don't think people realize how crucial it is.
Every vote really counts. And his election really showed that. And this one is going to be equally as important. Every vote counts.
Exactly. And so we're still, here go the Republicans again. So today's the last day of taxes, right? So many families filed for their child tax credit. Well, guess what? You're not getting back as much as you thought you would get back because Republicans are pushing for you not to get that. A couple years ago, when the tax credit came into play, parents got more money for those kids. A lot of kids were taken out of poverty. Since then, it's been overturned. We have 12% of children in the U.S. that have gone back into poverty. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm going to say this. I also saw that they were saying that a lot of these individuals are getting less money because they're going to use it for drugs or whatnot.
Exactly.
Like, I'm so over people thinking that all poor people are on drugs.
Exactly.
Like, truth be told, folks with money be on the drugs.
They're the main ones.
Right, they're the main ones on the drugs.
Yeah.
They're keeping the drug dealers in business.
Exactly.
So that's unfortunate to hear that. So much unfortunate. But it's right now with inflation and the way that the economy is, like this money is needed for families. Like there are so many single mothers out there that needed this extra money. So.
And you know what? The reality is you have a lot of parents that once their kids go to school, that's all the food that they get. So that little bit of money that some may not care for is really helping a parent out. And it's unfortunate, but Republicans don't seem to care because that's how they think of African Americans. But on that note, guys, don't go anywhere. We got a lot more. We got What's Trending coming up right after this.
Hey, man. Let's go. Come on. Hey,
Such a time on break. I wish you guys could see the foolishness that happens in here, but it's maybe it's good that you don't. So we got to get into what's trending. So this video has gone viral, and you're going to understand why. So this happened over the weekend. So Pastor Mark Driscoll got kicked off a stage at a men's conference after he called out Pastor John Lindell for allowing a demo of a male stripper on a strip pole. This is the men's conference. Take a look at this video.
But the Jezebel spirit has already been here. Before the Word of God was open, there was a platform. It was a high place. On it was a pole, an ashtray. The same thing that's used in a strip club for women who have the Jezebel spirit to seduce men.
I talked to Mark for a half hour. There was not one word of that. He's out of line.
The man's not out of line. Okay, at the beginning of the video, there is a male stripper. They have a pole inside the church, inside the conference. Now, this happened at the Stronger Men's Conference in Springfield, Missouri. The Vegas performer is Alex Magala, and he's known for his, stripper and sword fighting skills. There he is on the pole at the men's, spiritual conference. And Pastor John Lindell, who's a lead pastor of James River Church in Missouri, heard the other pastor speaking about this, and he asked him to leave. And he gladly took his Bible and his water. He said, okay, it's time for me to go. How do you?
I would have went too. Okay, so... no judgment.
No, go ahead.
I like a stripper. Vegas. But why in church? Like, what was the point of this? Like, at a men's conference, I am so confused by this story. I have so many questions. But one thing I will say is, if you're gonna sin in public, you need to be scolded in public as well.
I absolutely agree, because he asked him to leave, and then he's quoting Matthew 18, and he has a nerve to say, like, if the pastor needed to speak to him quietly. Why? Why would I speak to you quietly? You did this
that publicly.
So I'm gonna tell you about it publicly. And I think he did it respectfully. He didn't call anyone out the name. He just said, look, Jezebel entered the building before I did. What y'all want me to do with this now? We gonna cast out demons, or we gonna pray?
He just lucky my mama wasn't there. Because she would have thrown holy water. She would have gotten the Bible
oil
at them. She would have dragged him out of the church. So it was handled a lot better than some of the ladies of the church I know, the mothers of the church.
It should have been called the Burning Stronger Men Conference.
Yeah, I want to know what was the point. Like, what was the message? I have so many questions.
I do too. Like, why
what is
a stripper pole?
The sword, like.
But why a stripper pole? Because that don't got nothing to do with the Bible. It was the woman that was the prostitute.
Mary
Did I miss
wasn't
that
on the
verse?
pole. She wasn't on the pole. They did say that she, but she wasn't on the pole. I don't remember reading that part.
I missed that, because she was in the bed with other men that didn't belong to her. So
Wasn't the pole? I think the pole came about in the 60s.
Okay, but why is it in the stronger men? Are they saying strong, like strength on the pole? I'm trying to figure this out. Well, you know what? Kudos.
If anyone knows, please hit me up on Instagram. I want to know the tea.
You know.
DM me.
Right, but I literally had to watch it a couple times, because I was like, no, it's not a pole. Because in my head, I kept saying.
I thought it was April Fool's.
No, but I thought it was like, is it a strength thing? But when I saw that it was an actual Vegas stripper.
And he was a twink.
What is it? What's a twink?
It's like a little skinny gay boy.
Oh, so he wasn't even cute.
Yeah, he's a little twink.
Okay, I ain't going to jail. I ain't going to send jail for this one. But you know what? I commend Pastor Mark Driscoll 100%. He got his Bible. He got his water. He said he will not burn today. Mm-hmm. He gladly got off the stage. So this is why you got to be careful who you're under.
It's so true. And if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
On a
so
pole.
Good for him.
You're going to fall on the pole. You're going to come right down the pole, and there's going to be fire underneath it, because some of these messages is too much.
Lil Nas X. That's probably why the pole.
Because it's a Lil Nas X.
Remember Lil Nas X has come down the pole in the video?
He did, but this is supposed to be church. That's enough. Can we come move on? So, in other news, baby, Rick Ross and Drake.
Oh,
Lord. Okay, so I watched this go down over the entire weekend. I don't know why. It just kept popping up. So, okay, so this all started over a leaked diss track, okay, that targeted at Kendrick Lamar. You know, people are always making fun of Drake, saying he just takes everybody's music, which, yeah. You know, it's kind of there. It is what it is. We all know that. It's Drake. But it got so bad that that Rick Ross was like, "You are the BBL king, and you know you got your nose done." And then after that, Drake released a text with him and his mama where he called Rick Ross a racist. He said he's an angry racist who needs to do, you know, prom shows for money. Listen to what Rick Ross had to say.
I just realized BBL Drizzy called his mommy on me. He shared their text messages between each other. Cupcake Drake, tell your mama you stayed out past your curfew, white boy. You wanted to hang at the pub.
I cannot stand Rick Ross.
I don't like it.
Why would you don't
I'm
like
Team Drake.
Why you Team Drake?
Have you seen Drake, girl?
Yeah, I have.
That's why I'm Team Drake.
Okay, but
I like a mama's boy. I'm a mama's boy. I text my mama everything too. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Now, see, that's a different kind of mama's boy right there. That's Degrassi High, taking people's stuff and want to be gangster, okay?
Everyone's inspired by other people's art. Look at Beyonce.
You just you just like the look.
I mean, call a spade a spade. It is what it is.
So you're just biased.
I am. I'm slightly
he's
biased.
too light-skinned. Light-skinned people, that light is a problem. I know
They
my
can
husband.
be,
That's he's
but,
a problem
I
too.
mean, chocolate can be, you know, a problem too.
Who?
Chocolate can be a problem.
Chocolate is a problem,
He
but at
picking
least
on this little man.
chocolate buy everybody new teeth. So
Rick Ross, I will fight you over Drake now.
You over
You
Drake?
leave Drake alone.
I don't know. Drake need to leave his mama out of it because that wasn't even necessary. But it's the fact that he said that Rick Ross is doing proms. But he is.
He is. And he's doing, he did a very low budget Pride a couple of years ago too. But, you know, it is what it is.
A low budget Pride?
Pride event. It was a Black Pride event. And he was the headliner.
What did he do?
He rapped.
He got money though.
I know. Maybe I love he's an ally. Let's
think
start there. He is an ally, but
Okay.
I liked you, so you came for my man in my head because Drake, you know, Drake ain't on my team.
I think maybe he's too bored. It might be he's bored. But you know what? They're saying that they can't figure out if, you know, Drake did
Drake
his
has
nose.
not had a nose job.
It's still a
Maybe
fat
his
nose.
abs might be a little tweaked.
A little. The
But
abs is abbing and
The
everything
nose
around
is,
is fat.
you know, he may have, you know, did some crunches on a table
Oh, I was gonna say okay.
when he lifted up after the
Okay,
surgery. Because you know you gotta lift up afterwards.
Because
And they
it's
gotta
funny,
roll you to the car.
the abs is there and then all the fat is out to the side. So we already know it's a thing. Okay, so wait, let's move on to this one. Honey, Jaden Smith and Justin Bieber at Coachella. Hold on, I ain't even gonna say I know you were there. Y'all take a look at this video. Look at this hunching. Look. It's hunchy. Boom. Ooh, y'all play it again. Play it again, y'all. Play it again. Boom, boom, boom. He gave him a whole dirty wine.
It wasn't a hunch for me. It was a hunch followed by the kiss.
That was a dirty wine. Now, listen. On a serious level, I could take the kiss. I can take a man kissing a man. Hold on, y'all. I didn't say on the mouth. I didn't say on the mouth. Yeah, I'll back up. I'm talking about like cheek to cheek. In a lot of nationalities, it's normal. It is a normal thing. I see the men, like the older men in my husband's family, they're Italian. That some things are just culture. But this is not culture.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm okay with a kiss too if the hunch didn't happen first. Like
It's
it
the
was
back.
the hunch, then the kiss.
It was the.
That just seemed, you know.
It was. Give me.
You know, because I'm a part of the Alphabet Mafia, if you did not know.
Oh, is that what it's called? Okay, so
Yes.
Alphabet Mafia. What do you see?
I would have felt uncomfortable if a man did that to me. Like, and I would have felt uncomfortable if a man came behind me and did that.
Really?
I wouldn't have kissed him afterwards. I would have slapped him. I'm like, what are you doing? Bro, you were a little too close. Like, what?
Okay, so
Yeah, like,
being
I find
part.
that
Okay,
disrespectful.
so being part of the Alphabet Mafia. What does your eye say?
Well, I mean, people. So we've questioned Jaden before, and I think Jaden definitely
Try everything.
Yeah, I think this was more so that we can have this conversation now.
Okay.
I think because honestly, being at Coachella, Like, you know, either you're at Coachella and you want to be, you know, discreet, like me and my crew did,
Right.
or you want people to talk about you afterwards.
Okay.
And so a lot of the celebrities that aren't performing, you're not getting recognition because it's so many people there. We didn't know you were there. And also at Coachella, VIP only gets you in first. Once you're in, no matter who you are, like you're just amongst everybody. It's not like a specific area. I think Jaden wanted to ensure that we were going to discuss him today on your show.
So he did a hunch on purpose and did dirty wine on purpose.
He just better not hunch Drake, I know that.
Baby, don't nobody want Drake but you. Okay, nobody. We gonna send him to you. Oh my God, I enjoyed you today.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, we had so much fun, but we're gonna come back tomorrow.
Yes, I will be here tomorrow. I'm super excited. Thank you for having me.
All right, guys, we gotta get out of here. Don't drink and drive. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Bye.